Freedom March with Rodney Munroe. Up next on ILTV.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Munroe, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of ILS or the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a product of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented, in part or entirety, without express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2024. All rights are reserved.
Marijuana is a dangerous drug.
The Queen is dead. God save the King.
There can never be rape in marriage. BMW sound like bad man wagon. Not only am I saved, I'm saved and sanctified. The revolution is alive, and we must continue to document it.
Freedom!
Broadcasting live from the ILTV studios located here at University Drive. Welcome once again to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Munroe. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm a member of the local Catholic Christian community. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor, and I want to welcome him to Freedom March. Today is Friday, the 28th day of February in the year of our Lord 2025. So, if I'm correct, this is not a leap year. Therefore, there's only 28 days in this month. Well, we are receiving report that a 15-year-old Negro lad, according to a Marco alert, mysteriously disappeared. You'll be shocked to know where he disappeared. And according to intelligence report, he disappeared on Wednesday, the 26th of February, at a wash house owned by a leading politician. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to ask the politician to search the wash house, because the reports is that he was last seen at the wash house. And we need to ensure that going forward, young people who go to the wash house and who are seen at the wash house, we can account for them. So we're going to talk about that. I expect the minister responsible for national security to join us, and there are so many exciting things to discuss with him. Among the things that I would like to question him about is an article in one of the Negro journals today, in which the Commodore of the Defense Force, Dr. Raymond King, is now calling for the leaders of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force to make financial disclosure, and that is very powerful. So this is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. It's powerful. I'll be right back after the break. Hold on. We must find that 15-year-old. It's very important. Hold on, everybody. We'll be right back. It's powerful today.
Freedom March with Rodney Munroe will be right back after this.
With BGC's crystal clear mobile service, stay connected seamlessly, whether on land or at sea. Our reliable postpaid plans keep your loved ones closer, no matter where life takes you.
Hello, ambitious women. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? This is your chance to shine. I'm Adriana Fox, co-founder of the Fox Foundation.
And I'm Adriel Fox, legacy advocate of the Fox Foundation.
We're thrilled to announce the second annual Women's Entrepreneurship Episode Grant Initiative, created to empower and support women like you who are making waves in the business world.
This year, we're offering $75,000 in grants to female entrepreneurs with innovative business ideas in undersaturated markets and industries that have yet to reach their full potential. Our top 3 prizes are $25,000 for first place, $20,000 for second place, and $15,000 for third place. In addition, 7 runner-ups will receive $2,000.
We encourage businesses such as those in digital markets like web innovations, AI-driven service, niche e-commerce, or emerging industries such as green technologies, health tech, cultural tourism, and personalized educational platform. Whether you're launching a startup, scaling your business, or tackling that big idea that needs a financial boost, this grant is for you. Last year, we funded 10 incredible entrepreneurs, and this year, it could be you.
Imagine what you could achieve with the funding to grow your dreams.
Apply now and join a powerful community of women entrepreneurs leading the way. Applications are open from January 31st to February 28th. Don't wait. Visit our website for more information. This is your opportunity to break into a growing market and make an impact. Apply today and let's build a future of unstoppable women entrepreneurs together.
At the Water and Sewage Corporation, safety and convenience are our top priorities. However, our meter readers face challenges that can make their job difficult. Locked gates to guard dogs sometimes leads to missed readings and estimated bills, which can be frustrating for you and us. That's why we're upgrading to digital meters. They bring safety, accuracy, and convenience to homes across the Bahamas. We can streamline data collection, reduce on-site visits, and provide more accurate bills with no more estimates. Digital meters also help detect leaks early, saving you from costly bills and reducing water waste. Soon, a user-friendly app will let you track your water usage, manage bills, and stay informed, all at your fingertips. Over the next year, we're rolling out digital meters nationwide, transforming how we serve you with a safer and cost-efficient water supply. To learn about our digital meters, visit our website or call us today. And don't forget to update your information at any of our locations.
This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, and we'll go straight to Bradley Roll, who is ready and willing to spread the gospel. Brother Roll, if it pleases you.
Thank you so much, Senator. Good to be here. We got to read today from the book of Matthew, chapter 16. 5 through 12, a lot of folks don't recognize how important it is to understand that you have to be very careful with your taught. Teaching is a very, very serious thing that always needs to be cross-examined. Jesus gives this warning to the Jews of his day who he taught. He says, Scripture says, and when they went across the lake, the disciples forgot to take bread. Be careful, Jesus said to them. Be on your guard against the yeast of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And they discussed this among themselves and said, is it because we didn't have or didn't bring any bread? Aware of their discussion, Jesus asked, you of little faith, why are you talking among yourselves about having no bread? Do you still not understand? Don't you remember the 5 loaves for the 5,000 and how many baskets you gathered? Or the 7 loaves for the 4,000 and how many baskets you've gathered? How is it you don't understand that I was not talking to you about bread? be on your guard against the yeast of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And then they understood that he was not telling them to be on their guard against yeast and bread, but against the teaching of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Matthew 16:5-12, I read from the NIV. The word of God is forever and ever blessed. Thank you, producer. Back to you, Sandra.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor. Well, folks, I welcome each and every one of you who's joining me. And of course, I petition you to spread the word that Freedom March is live. I want to salute those citizens that I came into contact with. And I want you to know that the information which you have provided, the salutation which you have given to me, I receive it with the greatest humility. Well, this afternoon, the Royal Bahamas Police Force sent out a Marco alert. This Marco alert, like all Marco alerts, is issued when children are missing and or lost. Here is a 15-year-old Negro male who disappeared at a wash house on Wednesday, the 26th of February 2025. This young man hails from Alexandria Boulevard in Nassau Village, and apparently he is reported to have been seen at Super Wash, located on Charles Sanders Highway, when this youth disappeared. Now I know, because I do wash at one of the Super Wash laundry, that there are some of the most sophisticated security cameras, video cameras, and they do have good internet. Because from time to time, depending on which area that I visit of a Super Value, I can see the Negro students in the yard doing their research. Something had to be wrong. The Super Wash has not issued a statement, because the police report is that this young boy, well, let me look at the statement so that I can be fair to Mr. Dionuncio de Aguilar. But according to the Marco alert, he was saying at Super Value, he was saying at Super Wash, not Super Value, he was saying at Super Wash on Charles Sanders Boulevard, and he disappeared. Now I do know that Super Wash is very big, and I'm very concerned, and I want to show this to my spiritual advisor, who's younger and can see better than me. What is the Marco alert reporting, my spiritual advisor?
Yeah, there's a missing child, Keon Bain.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Have you lost it? Okay. So there's a missing.
Yeah, Keon Bain. They say he's 15.
He's 15. Yes.
Okay, there it is, and he's missing. I think the police now has posted this look here.
Yes, he's missing.
Yeah.
And do you see where he was last seen? Look at my phone if that is too far away from you.
No, I don't see where he was last seen. No.
You don't see Super Wash, my spiritual advisor?
Yes, so if you know that, why are you asking me?
Goodness me, what's your problem?
Okay.
I mean, use one cloak.
The last seen Wednesday, the 26th of February, 2025, at 5:15 p.m., leaving Super Wash. Charles Sanders Highway. Oh, okay. All right. So they gave a description of him. But those of you want to send it to my phone so I could read it from my phone? I can't see that far.
Okay.
I can see the big writing.
This is very important because they say that he was last seen at Super Wash on Charles Sanders Boulevard.
Charles Sanders Highway.
On Charles Sanders Highway. Thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Complexion is medium brown. His height is unknown. They say he's a slim build. That's all the information they have on him. And if you have any information, you're asked to contact 502-9991, 502-9992, 502-9968, or 502-9971. So, of course, this is the Royal Bahamas Police Force sending a missing persons alert for Keon Bain, age 15 years. Last known address is number 50 Alexandria Boulevard. Last seen Wednesday, the 26th of February, 2025 at 5:15 p.m. leaving Superwash on Charles Sanders Highway. So, yeah.
I need Mr. Dionancio de Aguilar to examine his videos, because in the wash house he has some powerful videos, and around Super Wash there are some very powerful videos, because in that area we've had some very serious crime in that area. And I think that Mr. Dionancio de Aguilar has a duty to share with law enforcement whatever intelligence his security camera would have picked up. And the time has come for Mr. Dionancio de Aguilar to stop vagabonds from hanging up in the parking lot, and which I submit constitute a threat to those who will come to wash their clothing. So the breaking news is this 15-year-old young man spotted or reportedly leaving Super Wash, and I think Super Wash must issue a public statement. Mr. Dionancio de Aguilar must examine his cameras and tell us what it shows. I think it would be very powerful. So that is our breaking news. I'm very disturbed that a lot of our young teenagers, the girls and the boys, are disappearing, are missing. And when they are found, the Royal Bahamas Police Force refused to tell us, one, where they were, two, what they were doing, since it has been suggested that their disappearance was at all material time unlawful. So I think it's powerful. Anyway, we will come back to it, because this case is very, very important to law enforcement. I thought I'd tell you that. That's not to say that all missing children cases are not important, but this one, according to a police source, is very, very important. So I thought I'll tell that to you. Well, I expect the Minister of National Security to join us, and I do not wish to refer to an article in today's paper, one of the Negro media, involving certain comments made by the outgoing Commodore of the Defense Force, Dr. Raymond King, who has called for the leaders of the Defense Force to be compelled to make financial disclosure. That's very significant when you examine the history of the Defense Force many, many years ago. You may not be aware of it. Pending has always been concerned, particularly of Defense Force officers who had reached the age either of retirement or for whatever reason they may have left based on their military training. And while many of you were young, many Defense Force officers did a lot of practices by robbing in the Golden Gate Shopping Center. And in those days, when these Defense Force officers who were retired, they were very good at robbing. And Pinling was very, very concerned. And according to a top source, in the early 80s, Pinling had given the security and intelligence branch of the Royal Bahamas Police Force to keep their eyes on every Defense Force officer and every retired one and those who were dismissed. So I find it exciting that Raymond King has called for the leadership of the Defense Force to make public disclosure. And you would recall that just at the ending last year, we had a chief superintendent of police and a Defense Force officer who were, it is alleged, a part of a drug smuggling scheme into the United States of America. So who knows, perhaps in the background of the Commodore is the desire to stamp out corruption in the Defense Force to the extent that over the many years there's always been allegation against many people who were practicing law enforcement, whether or not they were police officers, custom officers, immigration officers, Defense Force officers. So there's been many allegations, and perhaps Raymond King has the solution as to how we perhaps could stamp out corruption in the Defense Force, even though I don't believe it would work, because the history of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, you would recall that when Pinling first introduced the public disclosure bill, hell broke out. Brent Simnett Daddy, the late Sir Roland Simnett, he decided he don't want to disclose because he had plenty money, he had sponge money, and all he had was money. And he said before he disclosed, he would step down. And I think he may have stepped down around about 1980, perhaps earlier than that. And then, of course, you would recall that Sir Arlington Butler, the late Sir Arlington Butler, who was the Progressive Liberal Party first big black Speaker of the Honorable House of Assembly, he was opposed to it, and Pinling doing an adjournment, and when the Parliament reconvened, it's a long time, so I'm talking to you from memory. Sir Arlington Dawes pulled a coup where they quickly moved to vote on the bill and kill the bill. And when, I think it may have been the late Sinclair Olton, I think it was him, he ran to go tell Pinling. And Pinling was so upset, some people said that Pinling cussed in the Churchill building, and he sent for then Speaker Sir Arlington Butler. But Sir Arlington Butler refused, arguing an English tradition, an English principle which says that the Speaker is independent of the executive. And if the Prime Minister wants to see the Speaker, he must come to the Honorable House of Assembly. And he sent a message that he ain't going to see Pinling. So it's one big broke down because there was a lot of things happening in the politics. You may not have remembered that during that period of time is when they colluded and robbed the national insurance. And Sir Arlington had to go and cash the check, which came as a result of them pulling that dirty maneuver with the national insurance building. And of course, Pinling, upon discovering that level of corruption, there was a series of people who were prosecuted. And as you may have forgotten, who you think they went for? All right, some of them immediately became F&M. Well, they went for Mrs. Bostwick, and Mrs. Bostwick put on her black clothing. I could see her outside the Central Police Station as she was marching. A former member of Parliament for Port Charlotte, and she was successful in getting him off, even though they thief all the money. Janet gone right there, use all her legal skill and get them right off. So it's a very interesting story. And ever since the Public Disclosure Committee came into effect, it's never been efficient. Sometimes members of Parliament and the upper Senate do not disclose on a timely basis. Only person who disclosed on a timely basis was me. I disclosed on a timely basis so I could catch them out. So this is Freedom March. It's a wonderful day in the Bahamas. We'll be right back. My spiritual advisor was a young teenager. He know nothing but what I'm talking about. Janet Bosbeck, she got off all them gangsters. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. It's powerful. Be right back.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Munker, his guests, and callers on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2020. All rights are reserved.
This segment of Freedom March is brought to you by Modernistic Garden and Pet Supply. For top quality dog food, shop online at modernisticgarden.com or visit our Palmdale, Carmichael, and Mullet Marathon locations today.
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Munroe, and of course, we'll go to my spiritual advisor. He has had to pay. My spiritual advisor.
Are your dogs hungry
This is powerful.
and tired of low quality food?
Woo! Woo!
Give them the best at Modernistic. We carry all the top brands: Taste of the Wild, Diamond Naturals, Victor, Anukshuk, and the lowest prices in town. On a budget, we've got 50-pound bags starting at just $49. And for a limited time, buy any large bag of dog food and get a $10 coupon redeemable on select dog toys and treats. So you can't make it in? Shop online at www.modernisticgarden.com and we'll deliver right to your door. Your pet deserves quality, your wallet deserves savings. Shop in store or shop online today. Hurry, offer won't last.
This is powerful, so I thank you, my spiritual advisor. Well, folks, I have in studio the Member of Parliament for Freetown and the Minister responsible for National Security, the Honorable Wayne Munroe Sr. Minister, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you, Brother Munroe. Happy to be here.
This is powerful. Am I free to question you?
Yes. That's why you summoned me.
Okay. Well, there's an interesting article in the paper, Minister, in which one of the Negro newspaper, principally the Tribune, is quoting the Commodore of the Defense Force, and I may read a little bit to you. Commodore Raymond King warned senior Defense Force officers, particularly those involved in logistic maintenance and procurement, to be required to disclose their finances as part of efforts to combat corruption. He told the Tribune yesterday that he recommended the proposal to the Davis administration, noting logistic is needed. He said the measures would help identify unusual financial transactions linked to service members and their bank accounts, and serve as a strong deterrence against corruption and receipt of kickbacks. Under the Public Disclosure Act, parliamentarians, senators, and senior police and senior public officers must submit their financial disclosure to the Public Disclosure Commission by March of each year. The requirement applies to the police commissioner and deputy police commissioner, but does not extend to senior Defense Force officials. Commodore Raymond King has said that the Royal Bahamas Defense Force has worked closely with the U.S. Northern Command to develop ethics regulation to address corruption. I think I need not go any further. So Minister, Commodore Raymond King says he has made this recommendation to the Davis administration. You are his minister. Did you receive any advice
I haven't seen it. What happens is, firstly, in the defense force, people falsely call every defense force member an officer. They're very rank structured. So the officer rank is from midshipman to commodore.
Midshipman to commodore. Are you suggesting to me that a person at the rank of chief petty officer, listen to the name, chief petty officer, is not
an officer.
Come in. So why would you call the man a chief petty officer if he's not an officer? Because I wanted to be a chief petty officer.
And force chief petty officers are warrant officers, not officers.
Really?
Yeah. So you have officers, warrant officers, and ratings.
I see.
And so it would depend on what the proposal is. So to give you an example, if you were addressing the force chief petty officer who was indicted, if the disclosure obligation is only for senior officers, and senior officers is defined as senior lieutenants and above, so it doesn't include lieutenants, acting sub-lieutenants, or midshipmen. The gentleman who is indicted currently is not an officer.
He's not an officer.
He is not even a junior officer.
Really?
So I would have to understand, once I get them, the rationale. Because if that's what you're trying to do, then you would have to say everyone has a disclosure obligation.
Yes.
When I see the rationale, then I would be able to say, if it is to be a defense force instruction, which comes from the minister, it would have to have some logic to it. Because I would suspect that everyone we require to make a disclosure, we're going to have to give them the resources to get an accountant to assist them, probably about $2,000 to $5,000 per person.
Wow.
So you have to balance that. I know I'm fortunate in making my disclosure that the accountant I use is also a lawyer who works in my old firm. So fortunately, he doesn't charge me. But if you are to make disclosures that can stand scrutiny, you'll need an accountant. And then as a public servant, they can and as an officer, they'll probably make a claim for that. So I'll wait to see it. But if it's based on people doing skullduggery, then it would have to be everyone. If it's based on kickbacks in terms of procurement, the procurement officer in the Defense Force is the Commodore.
The Commodore is the procurement officer?
As the head of that agency. He's the accounting head for that budget head. And so how it works is they have a tenders board where they raise a procurement. They put it out. It comes to that tenders board. It's made up of about 5 people. They make a recommendation to the Commodore. He then sends it to me. Depending on how much it's for, I either take it, I can approve up to a certain amount. Over that amount, I have to send it, take it to cabinet. Above a certain amount, it has to go to the Public Procurement Board. So no senior officer can actually award anyone a procurement in the Defense Force.
Is it possible?
Other than the Commodore, and I think his limit is up to $40,000 or $50,000.
And do you interpret him as suggesting that from procurement there can be kickbacks?
If you speak about kickbacks, that's where it would come from. That's why I say I would have to see it to understand it, because the only person who can award a procurement is the Commodore, and that's at a very low level. And everything else comes into the ministry, and then my procurement, the procurement board and the committee and the ministry has a look at it, and if it's millions of dollars, then it goes to the Public Procurement Board. So the acquisition of the new 80 Hannock, because that was millions of dollars, it went to the Public Procurement Board, and then it has to come back to the ministry. Then I have to take it to the cabinet.
The 80 Hanna is a military ship.
Yes, it's the proposed replacement for the 80 Hanna that is currently tied up at the jetty.
And that went to the procurement committee.
The Public Procurement.
The Public Procurement Committee. How does that work, if you may share that with me, if you are able to?
Well, it started by, it went in the portal. There were 3 bidders, Israeli shipyard, an Indian firm, and Daman.
Yes.
There was a presentation because it's a specialized item. Israeli shipyard, because of their overall design, was selected. They went into discussions with the Defense Force. The Defense Force was sent to look at one of their vessels that's in the Honduran Navy, because you just don't want to buy things because somebody makes a good presentation. So they went and looked at the vessel. They saw some changes they would need to meet their circumstances. They told them about it. They then put a final package together. The Defense Force board had a look at it. They signed off on it. They sent it to the ministry. Because of the amount, even after it's signed off on, it has to go to the Public Procurements Board.
This is powerful. But would you agree that the Commodore suggestion and or recommendation is a good one?
If it's to address procurement, then the person who would be added would be the Commodore, because he is the accounting officer for that budget head.
And if it is to deal with total and absolute corruption, who would that be applicable to?
Yeah, well, what you would do is the minister already have to make declarations. I don't know, the department heads have to make declarations.
So there are Defense Force officers who are required now by law?
No. None of them can award a procurement. Nobody. What they do is they have a committee who meets, 3 or 4 of them. They evaluate the procurement, then they send it to the Commodore, and he has a duty to look at it, and he can say he agrees with them, he doesn't agree with them, and then he'll send it to me. And I could say, I agree with it, I don't agree with it for the following reasons. And then if it's over a certain amount, it has to go to the Public Procurements Board, and they go before them and justify the procurement. But nobody below the rank of Commodore can sign off on a procurement in the Defense Force.
Really?
No, that's how the system is set. He can sign off up to, I think, 40 or 50,000 without even sending it to the ministry.
Okay. But if he's concerned about overall corruption on the Defense Force, we have a person now whom you say is not an officer, even though he's described as petty officer.
Now, he's a force chief petty officer, and he is, in fact, a warrant officer, who are not officers.
Warrant officers are not officers?
No.
But if his concern is about people in that category, below and upper, is that a good idea to have this legislation?
Now, I have to look and see what his rationale is. If it's to address the behavior that person is indicted for, the Defense Force instruction would have to be for everyone to make disclosure, from Marine seamen up. Because the fact that you're doing shenanigans isn't limited to people in the rank of senior lieutenant and above. Witness the young man the gentleman who is indicted, he's well below the rank of senior lieutenant. So if that is the rationale, then it would. My question to them would be, why wouldn't it start at Marine seamen? That's how I operate with them when they send me proposals for DFIs. I'd say, if that's your concern, why aren't you asking for Marine seamen and up to make declarations? And then they'll have to provide an answer.
This is powerful. Well, Minister, is there any other comments you want to make with reference to this this issue?
Yeah, I'll have a look for it, and you would take it. For instance, there are some very intense rules of ethics for Americans. So when the secretary who was involved in cybersecurity in the White House came, the late Judson Anius, daughter of Bahamian, she did a presentation. They gave her a basket of Bahamian jams and peppers and all of that. And she said to them, I would like to keep this, so you're going to have to give me the receipt, because I would have to pay to the U.S. government any amount above $50, so they can take a gift of $50 or below and keep it. If it's above $50, they have to pay the difference if they want to keep it.
I got you.
So we'll have to see what all is in it and what the justifications or rationale is.
Okay. In Bainstown and Grandstown, there was a murder. at this time very much, Minister, from my observation from Black Village. I have a nice little tower in Black Village where I can see and hear things.
Is that your house?
Well,
don't disclose it if it's secret.
It's secret.
Okay.
There was a Negro man who was shot while at the Poor Man's restaurant, which is located on Dunmore Lane, or between Rubinine Lane and West Street. My observation is that the police did not respond as quickly as I thought they ought to have responded. And these terrorists, they were able to execute the man, terrorize his 4-year-old child, and safely departed Bainstown. And there were no police in pursuit, as it happened some time ago in the Lincoln Boulevard area, where gunmen killed a man. There was intensive saturation patrol. Immediately they were alerted. However they are alerted, they pursued the car into Mountain Heights. There was an exchange of gunfire. The police, unfortunately, was able to kill one of the gunmen in the car.
Why do you say unfortunately?
Well, you know, I hate to think about killing people. I wish the police could have said to them.
Don't you believe in capital punishment?
Yeah, but in this case, I wish the police would have said to them, throw down your gun.
Didn't they just kill someone for the one gun?
And surrender. Well, that fellow was firing a gun. And, of course...
You got to make up your mind, you know.
No. I understand the humanitarian. I'm merely saying that I wish when the police say, drop your gun, people will drop their gun.
Okay.
And not fire.
Okay.
To be killed.
All right.
And then, so he was killed, the driver was wounded, and he surrendered in Mountain Heights, and the police was successful.
Okay.
Now note what I say. The shooting took place in Lincoln Boulevard. The police, however, was able to pick up on it and pursue them. That didn't happen in Bainstown.
Well, Brother Monk, I have the benefit that during the course of that chase, that vehicle and the police car sped past me and my wife on our way home from an engagement at the point of between the Sidney Poitier Bridge and the Old Bridge. And my aides had their radios on, because they have their radios on to make sure what their surroundings are, and we listened to the chase to the point that we could say that was right behind us. And the engagement wasn't immediate, but what happens is this: anytime a shooting happens, it is either reported to the police through ShotSpotter or somebody calls.
Okay.
And if somebody calls, they may give a description. So let's walk it back. How long did the whole shooting take?
Well, it was quick shooting.
No, there was a video, so it's a very short compass of time. They jump out, shoot, jump back in the car, and gone.
Yes.
Now, the one from Lincoln Boulevard, they sent out a general description of the car. Patrol unit saw it, and the chase began from there, and then it progressed. I know that at one point, the patrol officers used to have ShotSpotter enabled on their phones, but because some of them misbehaved themselves and released the data in the public domain, I think a decision was made to take it from them personally, since they couldn't conduct themselves properly. So now you have control room sends it out, the patrol units look for the vehicle, and then they engage the vehicle.
Okay. All right, I think I'm going to accept your explanation.
That's how it happens, Brother Manka. That's all I can say. That's how it happens.
Okay.
And the police, if they're able to engage, and like you say, when the police engage you, please do not seek to fire on them, because they will return fire. And so that's how it goes.
The government has initiated a kind of, my words, and you will take into consideration, I'm not as educated as many of these people, but it's a kind of, if I may say it this way, legio, meaning legal, social program where you go into a community. I saw it happen in the Angliston constituency. You clear, am I saying it correctly?
Yes.
And hold, and maintain.
And build.
And build.
Yeah.
Would you kindly explain that concept as you understand it?
Well, that's a policing concept that has now been launched. It's all of government effort, so it's not just the police. It's all of society effort, so it's not just the government.
Okay.
The first stage of it, and you've seen it happen in Angliston, and it's now happening in Nassau Village and Carmichael.
Yes.
It involves clearing up the surrounding environment, derelict cars, abandoned, dilapidated homes. You clear them out, you improve the environment. You move them because that's where people use them to hide drugs, to hide guns. In the Angliston area, when they cleared the area in Montel Heights, they found a whole bunch of mattresses and stuff where the little children used to be getting up to funny business.
Okay.
And so you clear all of that out so that you can see, so that you can have a better environment. Environment affects how you act. They also, at that same time, go about aggressively executing warrants and seeking to clear out of the area the hot boys, if you want to put it like that.
Yes.
And once that happens, that's the clear phase. The whole phase now is to introduce patrols. We usually up the concentration of CCTV cameras in the area, in the whole stage. So you then, having driven them out, you seek to keep them out. Now, in the clear stage, you have Ministry of the Environmental Health necessarily going around marking cars. Ministry of Works may have to mark houses for demolition. You will have social services, because in Angliston we found a 60-something-year-old man living in a car in the bush. So you have to have all of these services available, so as you go, you address the problems that you see. Ministry of Works is big in the build phase. So having cleared it, you now have to hold it. The community has to participate in the whole stage. So you can't be inviting people back in, hiding people. Because you know somebody know who those four fellas are who did that killing in Baintown, right?
I would think so, yes.
All right. And that's the whole stage. Now the build stage is you have to improve the surroundings. So for Angliston, we're looking at the Ministry of Housing coming and perhaps building some houses on these pieces of property that, you know, somebody gone to the States, you don't know who own it. Well, the government can acquire it and put the money there for when you decide who the owner is, you can come and get it. And the Member of Parliament's planted citrus trees on a lot of the properties to make sure they stay down. We deal with building opportunities for the young people, community centers, community activities. We're looking at moving to a community justice center where you can have matters settled, not in the court process. And Deputy Commissioner Roll and ACP Roger Thompson are now in New York looking at their community justice centers. And if they can work here, we'll bring them back and we'll implement them.
This is powerful. Now, as we talk about clearing, holding, and building, how are we really committed after moving hundreds of cars on the side of the street? You go through various corners and the street is obstructed. The Royal Bahamas Police Force seems as if they have no authority to question after, let's say, passing through a corner for 2-3 days and the same car is parked, it's not being moved. We know it ain't working. Nobody seems as if they have the statutory authority to say, car is this, and we are telling you to move it, or we will seize it, or we will fine you for having it. Is that a concept that exists, or is it a concept that we need to look at it? Because if you were to go in Bainstown and Grandstown and drive through some of those corners, which is at the very extreme western end of the Maidstone constituency, man, all they got is a bunch of old cars along the street and in the yard, and there's no activity.
If it is on the street, and that's one area. If it's in a yard, that's a different area. In the environmental health addresses derelict cars. There's also a phenomenon that is problematic of roadside garages. Well, the reality of it is that there are limited policemen and they have certain priorities. There is urban renewal in a lot of the areas, and that would fall to them to stay on top of. But the overall drive is, once we clear it, you can clear an area, and within a day or two, if people are just nasty, it'll be back again with cars, with garbage and all of that. And so that's where the hold comes in. And so the urban renewal officers are supposed to continue to address that. Now, I have my views about how you can be more aggressive, but we can share that after the break.
I have in studio the Minister responsible for National Security and the Member of Parliament for Freetown, Wayne Munroe, KC. Hold on, everybody. We'll be right back. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. It's a wonderful day in Nassau.
Freedom March with Rodney Munker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Munroe.
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Munroe. Our special guest is the Minister responsible for National Security, the Honorable Wayne Munroe. And thank God, my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll.
Oh.
We have the ministers surrounded, 2 F&M and 1 member of the PLP. So this is powerful.
Rodney is a UBP and F&M.
I'm a UBP.
And a PLP.
That is true.
Yeah.
And so
we have all the parties.
Everybody's represented.
Yes.
The County Joe people are represented, and it's powerful. Probably it's birthday time.
Yeah, let's do this quickly. We got a long list today, so be patient with us today. We got a long list of birthday wishes today. You sent it to me, producer? Let's see. Okay, here we go. February 28th, Devon Roll is celebrating the birthday today. Greetings going to Devon Roll. Well wishes coming from his wife, Edna Roll, and his daughters, Rolex, Sweet Pea. His personal chef, Mickey and staff, including Miss Johnson, his sister-in-law, Ghana, and the entire Grove, Nassau, Bahamas, and also West End family and friends as well. So happy birthday to Devon Roll. Marvinique Sargent. Happy birthday going out to Marvinique Sargent, coming from her parents, Charmaine Marvin Sr. and stepdad Randolph, her daughter Carrie, her brother Marvin, aunts and uncles and cousins. We love you, enjoy your day, and may you live to enjoy many, many more. So happy birthday to Marvinique Sargent. Shania McKenzie is celebrating the 21st birthday. Happy birthday to Shania McKenzie. She's also known as Pooh Bear. Okay. Coming from her dad, mom, brother, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, especially your favorite auntie Shauna. They love you. Enjoy your birthday. Happy birthday to Shania McKenzie. Okay, so Donna Newton. We'd like to wish Madam Justice Dawn Newton happy birthday, coming from her children, Denise, Denard, and Dana, her siblings, in-laws, family, and friends, especially her bestie, Tabitha Molly. Her church family at Temple Baptist Church and all who love her. So happy birthday, Donna Newton. Kirkland Andrews is celebrating the birthday today. A pre-early birthday shout out to Deputy Commissioner. Mr. Kirkland Andrews is coming from his 3 beautiful daughters, Carice, Kai, and Kelly. His nephew, all his aunts and gorgeous mother, Leanne, they love you to the moon and back. May God continue to bless you and keep you. Happy birthday to Kirkland Andrews. All right, so Rajane Etienne, happy birthday to Rajane Etienne. Coming from her father, Anthony, her mom, Renee, sisters, Anthony, Antonia, and the memory of her brother, DJ Swa, niece, Ajane, nephews, Dajane, Ajron, best friend, WPC, Deja Johnson, Hagati, Elsie Mae, McIntosh, family and friends, and the Saxon Superstars. Enjoy your beautiful day. Carmelo Butler is celebrating the birthday today. Happy first birthday goes out to Carmelo Butler, also known as Milo. Greetings coming from his dad, his mom, Charles and Kia Butler, grand and great-grand aunts, parents, Auntie Shante and Farah uncles, especially Gerard and Glamour Francine Butler. He's one of the baby them.
This is powerful.
It's a long list. Alinda Bow. You want to send birthday greetings to my sister Alinda Bow, from sisters Cleo, Christine, Liana, and Dell. Brothers Ettrick, Dion, Ernie, and Richard. Brother-in-law Kingman and Clayton. Sister-in-law, Lena and Rosie, and all the nieces and nephews. Have a blessed day, Alinda Bow. Kristen Taylor.
I'll deal with that one.
Okay.
This is Kristen Taylor. Tomorrow, the 1st of March, my cousin Kristen Taylor will turn 7 years old. Kristen, I want to give you a secret. Your grandfather is Paul Clark. My great-grandfather is Paul Clark. But your grandfather, Paul Clark, is named after my great-grandfather, Paul Clark. So I want you to know that you and I are related on a surname that both of us perhaps don't carry. You suck the breast of a Clark, and I've sucked the breast of a Clark. And this is powerful. Happy birthday, my dear cousin. And I want you to know the birthday greetings come to you from your mom, your dad, and all the family. Do not forget, you are a Clark and you hail from Great Exuma. You look just like my people, the Forest people. This is powerful. And do you have another birthday?
So who's Alice Roll?
Alice Roll is his mother. Alice Clark Roll.
His mother or Grammy?
Yeah. Well, go ahead, say it. You have the before you.
Okay, so happy 7th birthday to Kristen Taylor, which is tomorrow, the 1st of March. It's coming from his mother and father, his sister, his brother, rest of the family, especially from Grammy Alice Roll.
From Grammy Alice Roll. This is powerful. And I want you to know that you are great because tomorrow, the minister responsible for national security is Wayne Munroe. Wayne Munroe's birthday is tomorrow. And I'm told that the people in Freetown is going to throw a party, and I intend to see if I can make it. So happy birthday, Mr. Munroe.
Producer, you got those?
I have one more.
The stuff what I sent just now. Go ahead, producer.
And I also have another birthday shout out for a very friend, a good friend of mine. His name is Brian Lyndon Smith, and he hails from Cat Island and San Salvador. And in the case of Brian Smith, Brian celebrates 2 birthdays. One was yesterday, which was on the 27th, and today is his official birthday, which is the 28th. Happy birthday, Brian. It's from the boys them. Go ahead, my spiritual.
All right, Shania McKenzie. This is the last one. Shania McKenzie. Happy 21st birthday to Shania McKenzie. Oh, we already did that, eh? Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay, sorry. Where we at? Forgive me, please.
You said Shania McKenzie?
It's Shankia Taylor. Forgive me. Shantia Taylor is having a birthday. It's coming from her children. That's Joe, Shaquille, Shaquan, and Tonya. It's coming from her sister Lily as well, Shakira, Claudette, Lisha, and Louie. And especially her mother, Judy Taylor, with love. So that's a happy birthday to Shankia Taylor. I think there's a blood drive for Elvin A. Missick at Doctor's Hospital. Please, if you can. They want you to donate some blood, okay, for Elvin Missick. All right, so starting this weekend, St. Augustine's College, the Big Med Machine, we'll be celebrating 80 years of power and success through excellence. So this weekend starts this calendar of events for St. Augustine's College 80th anniversary. So tonight, which is February 28th, there's going to be a back in the day throwback party at Red Square. I think the gates open around 7:30, and of course it's $30 admission. Then of course tomorrow, March 1st, is our fair, which we call Sac-A-Rama. And then of course there's going to be an alumni softball and grill out. It's going to be a student dance on the SAC ground. So the 28th Business Day starts the back in the day throwback party tomorrow, March 1st, Sac-A-Rama. March 2nd, which is Sunday, there's going to be a red cup pool party. It's a cool edition around Sac Poolside. Then March 15th, there's this Uncle Lou fun run and walk, paint the streets red, starting at the Augustine's College grounds. May the 23rd, there's going to be a then and now 80th anniversary talent explosion at St. Joseph Hall. And then it seems as if this event is going to culminate with on May the 31st, a gala ball. A night to remember at the Grand Hyatt Ballroom at Bahama. So for more information, you can contact 425-0389 or 357-3165 for more information. So it starts, the fun starts this weekend. It's in the Augustine College 80th anniversary. Thank you, producer. And back to you, Senator.
Well, folks, before I continue further discussion with the minister, I want to draw to the attention of the public a Colombian woman who's been accused of biting an immigration officer on her ankle. And when she was finished biting the officer, well, during the period which she was biting the immigration officer on her ankle at Bahama, a female security attempted to assist, and the Colombian started biting her on her breast. So this is a very interesting story where a Colombian tourist at Bahama bite immigration on her ankle and bite the security on her breast. So this is powerful. Colombian woman bites immigration officer and Bahama security guard. A Colombian woman was ordered to compensate the immigration officer and a Bahama security officer whom she reportedly bite while they attempted to detain her at the resort last week. Senior Magistrate Algernon Allen Jr. arraigned 30-year-old Daniela Torres, amigo, on 2 counts of causing harm. Torres allegedly refused to show immigration officer Ashley Greenslade her passport when requested at the resort on February 22nd. While resisting arrest, she bite Miss Campbell, that's the immigration officer, on her ankle. And I understand she bite her real hard. When security officer Paula Adley Williams, well, then security officer Paula Adley Williams, seeing the Colombian woman biting the immigration officer on her ankle, intervened. Torres, the Colombian woman, bite her, that's the security guard, on the left breast. And I am told that she bite her so hard she may have hollered. So with the assistance of a Spanish translator, Torres pleaded guilty to the charges. She was ordered to compensate Miss Campbell with $1,000 and or face 6 months. So she was the magistrate, that's Magistrate Algernon Allen Jr., ordered the Colombian woman to pay the immigration officer $1,000 or face 6 months. She was also ordered to pay Mrs. Williams, a married woman, $500 or risk 3 months in prison. After making her payment in court, Torres was granted an absolute discharge. She was then handed over to an immigration official. Kevon Maynard represented that biting Colombian woman. So, Minister, she bit the immigration officer. You don't think the magistrate should have ordered she pay the immigration ministry some money?
Based on
the fact that she inflicted harm on the ankle of a wonderful immigration officer.
2 observations, Brother Monka. First, the immigration officer was ordered, the compensation was twice that of the security guard, so one must assume that the bite to the ankle was worse than the bite to the breast.
Wow.
And secondly, she didn't do, it isn't said that she faced any immigration violations, so there would be no basis to make any orders for the payment of any fines. But I tell you what troubles us, me and the Commissioner of Corrections. Quite often you have these immigration matters where somebody is ordered to pay an amount of money or you're reported to spend X amount of time in jail. And people just think that's a nice thing until you realize it costs us $210 in food every week.
Really?
Yeah. So if you get sentenced to 6 months in default, that's 210 times 6.
Wow.
Right?
Yes.
And that's just the food. That's not any of the other parts of it. So I'm happy to see that the magistrate there did it in a fashion where the people were compensated, the woman will be put out of the country, and we don't have to feed her for any time in our prison.
Well, I'm very concerned when I read the article. As you know, I'm very mystical, Minister.
But you didn't divine that the bite to the ankle had to be worse than the bite to the breast.
But I'm very concerned with the bite on the breast.
But it's half as serious as the bite to the ankle. The logic of the compensation orders tell you that.
I don't know if this Colombian woman is smoke.
You ain't good.
Come on,
come on, Brother Monica. And next you're going to go back to the sweethearting thing too.
No, I don't think sweethearting was involved.
He's going to suggest that
for sweethearting cause cancer. Now, smoking fellas sucking breast cause cancer.
Sweethearting
cause prostate cancer.
That's it, Minister.
Smoking and sucking breast cause breast cancer. You have to get more scientific, Brother Monica.
My spiritual Minister,
Annie Dole,
this is what kind of evidence?
Annie Dole, that's
where you get that from?
In my family. Anecdotal evidence.
Well, I have plenty of my family who never sweetheart and get prostate cancer, and some of the worst sweethearters never get prostate cancer.
There's always exception to the rule, Minister. Okay. But principally in the Bahamas,
well,
it's
I would have you know I had a checkup recently and my PSA was perfect.
PSA?
That's what they check to see if you have prostate cancer.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you've always been a wonderful citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Minister, how is the constituency coming on? It appears that you have 2 African women in your constituency.
Well, I'm not too sure. You know, I know I was seeing a little while back headhunt.
Okay.
In the constituency. So when the mother and son was killed up in Sutton Street,
right?
At that time she was around. Then I understand that Michael Ellis, Barnett Ellis, who was trying to run Dr. Minnis out of Kalani,
right,
and get that F&M safe seat, the Dr. Minnis run out of Freetown.
Really?
That's what I understand.
This is powerful.
But I've not seen her on the grounds yet, but that's what I understand.
Okay.
But I don't know. The person might have just been trying to mock my cousin Pintard to say that he didn't have the huevos to run Dr. Minnis.
Wow.
But I don't think that's true, because Pintard can kick him out of Kalani.
Wow.
Now, I don't know why Michael left Kalani. Maybe somebody else. Maybe your doctor trying to get Kalani so he won't get caught up in Elizabeth. I don't know. But they tell me Michael at Barnett Ellis is coming to Freetown.
Okay. Well, you know, my spiritual advisor, you don't have to worry about it.
So is Freetown up for grabs?
Every place is up for grabs. You disrespect voters if you disrespect the Bahamian voter if you don't say that.
Okay. No.
But I think you need not worry, Minister. The spiritual advisor and you are on protocol. He thinks that Michael should be moved as leader of the Free National Movement.
Michael Ellis, though.
What you have against my cousin Pintard?
He wants to put rape in marriage. You can't do that.
Okay,
that's a travesty.
Yeah, that's one thing you could have against him. You could have plenty more against him.
Yeah, well, that's the one that I know of, because I heard it out of his mouth. So
you
all the other stuff I don't know.
You don't know about the hypocrisy? The hypocrisy of saying the PLP hire too much old people back. So first you kick in sand on old people, and then we find out that, and I told him in the house, you know, Brother Monkey, you all better not say that, because there's plenty policemen who in that crowd that you're talking about.
How many police officers do you recall?
Explain that first. You say 221?
231. It's a very simple proposition.
So
police officers can be recruited from the age of 18 to 30.
Right.
After 25 years of service, if they don't make it to the gazetted ranks, they retire.
Okay.
So they can start retiring as
55?
early as 43. My brother retired at 45.
Right. So if you
then they come back and they get their pension because they've earned it, and they get their pay. But they don't want the police to have that.
So why bring them back?
Because we have a manpower issue.
Because you're recruiting every year.
Yes, we recruit, for instance, we're recruiting 200 policemen now. This year, right now, we've recruited much more than that. But if you're suggesting that someone at 45 shouldn't work?
If they're already
or
retired.
43?
I'm not saying, I mean, if they're already retired, you know.
No, but I see that.
How do you're supposed to be able to bring people up the ladder a bit more swift than that. You have to fix the system. Obviously, something is wrong. For you to have to bring back people who already did 30 years, bring them back. What happened to gap, the space in between there? You have 30 years and nobody's moving?
You know what the
recruiting
usual,
200 every year?
You know what the usual time for retirement is? When do people usually retire?
60 or 65, eh?
Okay, so now what Pintard and Shenandoah Cartwright is telling these policemen is they want to disadvantage them. They want them to stop working at 43 or 55, unlike other people. That's their position. And the policemen who they're telling that to have to understand that that's their position. That's not my position. My position is we have a deficit in police officers because they didn't aggressively recruit. And to have these saturation patrols, you not only need the trucks, you need the people to be in the trucks. But the F&M says that policemen, once you reach your 25 years, take you in the back of the barn and shoot you.
Okay, so
your
right,
working life is
this
finished.
back and forth doesn't make any sense. Okay, so what is the government doing now to fix that now? Yeah, you have to fix it.
It ain't only them. It's Defense Force, Marines too. We are now looking for them to potentially go to 60, but they're still retiring 5 years before other people. And so you have Defense Force Marines, and not Marines now, not officers, because the officers go to that age, right? So they retire at 45. You have a number of them I know who are electricians. So they now work as inspectors for the Ministry of Works, and they have a shortage of those. But they would say to all of you Defense Force Marines who are under 60, who went back to work having earned your pension, that you shouldn't have those jobs. And correctional officers also retired until recently at that same point, before 65. So for some reason, they don't like security officers of the security forces. After talking all about how the police put their life on the line and all the rest of this, they don't like them. And they just need to know that they don't like them. Once you retire, you can't be promoted no more. So they're not contesting with promotion for anybody or with anybody.
So they're just bringing them back so they could get this salary thing. So why not allow them to join the reserves?
After they finish, they can join the reserves. And for the Defense Force, we're saying after you finish at 60, you could do an additional 5 years in the reserves. The reserves isn't a continuous job. But the moral of the story is that for years everybody knows that this has to happen. My cousin Michael Pintard and Shenandoah Cartwright, your boy, now are playing hypocritical because they know it is necessary. And they knew, that the 4 people in the Ministry of National Security, you knew about them, Brother Mark.
I do. We all F&M.
Well, no.
No, I don't mean them. I don't mean them.
Okay. They were brought back. They were given 5-year contracts. They occupy very senior positions that you would not fill with a junior person. And so you didn't see us coming into office and canceling these contracts. We're not hypocritical.
This is powerful. Hold on, Minister.
But now they're saying they're going to fix it.
Hold on, Minister.
It's amazing.
My spiritual advisor, you ain't saved.
Now they
stop reading the F&M text.
Yeah. Gaslighting. That's what.
I tell you what we
gaslighting. Hold on, my spiritual advisor. This is freedom march. God save the Royal Bahamas Police Force. The F&M is out for y'all. God save the people.
Do you have something to say to the Senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Munroe, only on ILTV.
Hello, ambitious women. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? This is your chance to shine. I'm Adriana Fox, co-founder of the Fox Foundation.
And I'm Adriel Fox, legacy advocate of the Fox Foundation.
We're thrilled to announce the second annual Women's Entrepreneurship Episode Grant Initiative, created to empower and support women like you who are making waves in the business world.
This year, we're offering $75,000 in grants to female entrepreneurs with innovative business ideas in undersaturated markets and industries that have yet to reach their full potential. Our top 3 prizes are $25,000 for first place, $20,000 for second place, and $15,000 for third place. In addition, 7 runner-ups will receive $2,000.
We encourage businesses such as those in digital markets like web innovations, AI-driven service, niche e-commerce, or emerging industries such as green technologies, health tech, cultural tourism, and personalized educational platform. Whether you're launching a startup, scaling your business, or tackling that big idea that needs a financial boost, this grant is for you. Last year, we funded 10 incredible entrepreneurs, and this year, it could be you.
Imagine what you could achieve with the funding to grow your dreams.
Apply now and join a powerful community of women entrepreneurs leading the way. Applications are open from January 31st to February 28th. Don't wait. Visit our website for more information. This is your opportunity to break into a growing market and make an impact. Apply today and let's build a future of unstoppable women entrepreneurs together.
This is Freedom March with Rodney Munker.
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Munker. My spiritual advisor, you were able to see the ad, right? It's powerful.
Can I read it from my phone, producer?
Right there on the TV.
Okay, good. Are your dogs hungry and tired of low-quality food? Give them the best at Modernistic. We carry all the top brands, Taste of the Wild, Diamond Naturals, Victor, and Nukshuk at the lowest prices in town. On a budget, we've got 50-pound bags starting at just $49. And for a limited time, buy any large bag of dog food and get a $10 coupon redeemed on select dog toys and treats. You can't make it in? Shop online at www.modernisticgarden.com and we'll deliver right to your door. Your pet deserves quality, your wallet deserves savings. Shop in store or shop online today. Hurry, offer won't last.
This is powerful.
Shop Smart is having a 24% off St. Patrick's Day sale on items. The sale is from now until February 28th. All jewelry is 70% off and the clothing are still 5 pieces of $25. Shop Smart is open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. They're located number 122 Market Street, 2-story yellow building. Ask for Tanya for all the people to shop early, shop often, and to shop smart. Let's see that's St. Augustine's College thing there, please, producer. So it's coming this weekend, starting tonight, St. Augustine's College is going to kick off the 80th anniversary, celebrating 80 years of power and success through excellence. All right, so this is a calendar event starting this weekend, February 28th. There's going to be a Back in the Bay throwback party at St. Augustine's College Red Square. Then, of course, tomorrow, March 1st, there's going to be the big fair, Sakurama, and then there's going to be alumni softball and grill out, student dance on the SAC grounds. Sunday, March 2nd, there's going to be a Red Cup pool party, cool edition. Of course, there's also going to be a church service, I think, around 10 a.m. at St. Joseph. On March 15th, there's going to be an Uncle Lou F&M run. Not F&M.
The devil is a liar.
You exposed
The devil is a liar.
You exposed spiritual.
The devil is a liar.
You're them on the brain.
And I can tell the country why you did that.
On March 15th, there's going to be an Uncle Lou fun run and walk. Not F&M. Mind you, we're painting the street red any old how.
And that's as close as y'all will get to painting the street red.
That's deep. Starting us in the Augustine's College grounds. On May the 23rd, then versus now, an 80th anniversary talent explosion at St. Joseph Hall. And then May the 31st, there's going to be a gala ball, a night to remember, and at the Grand Hyatt Ballroom, Bahamas. So those are the events. I'm wondering if that church service that they say is going to be held at St. Joseph Hall, maybe that's in Augustine's College as well. I think they may have changed the hall. I'm not sure. I'll find out when they get to them tonight. All right. Thank you so much, producer.
This is powerful. All right. So, folks, we have in studio the minister responsible for national security. And as you can see, we have put to him the tough question. And of course, my spiritual advisor has advanced our party's argument that's the F&M. And I yearn for the day when he would be as objective as I am. So my spiritual advisor, you will kindly open the line.
Yes.
And pardon? And let me warn you, you have already added F&M. Do not do that again. Other than that, you're going to cost me to call Janet name and shock the country.
Sandra, in all,
because just listen to me. Just listen to me.
Sandra, you have to
just
stop
listen
that.
To me. You see?
Anyhow.
You see what he's doing?
Anyhow.
Here I am telling him. He doesn't.
Leave those people, Sandra, man, leave those people.
I want you to listen to me.
Let those people retire, please.
Listen to me for a second. You listen to me for a second.
You just one cold fella. You cold, you know.
Wow.
You cold, man.
I want you to listen to me again.
Boss with them in there.
I want you to listen
Twilight
to
years,
me.
Man. Leave the people alone.
Janet is still politically active.
That's not true.
that's because you don't know. And you have said something, and that red you call, that is because you are aware that Janet has been on top of the holy hill. I will say no more, but if you push me, I will say it. Watch out for me.
The
So
lines
please
are open.
Just relax. Please open the line. Let's be very respectful. We have our friend and colleague, but he's a minister of the government. Behold my spiritual advisor.
Now, public, you've been waiting for this day. The Minister of National Security is here. All the questions you had burning to ask him, he's here now, and you're free to ask, okay? So the lines are open, 323.
But there is something in law called a caveat. I have introduced a caveat. If you are disrespectful, I shall order the producer to cut you. And this is powerful. My spiritual advisor.
The lines are open, 323-7775 is the number to call, 698-0775 and 698-0776. Call us, please. Don't forget when you call the show, remember, you have to turn your radios down. Your radios and your televisions, you're going to have to turn those down before you engage the minister. We don't want to be back and forth trying to tell you to turn it down while we're trying to engage you. So please, 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 all of you who are under the sound of my voice, please, when you call the show, turn your radios and your TVs down, okay? 323-7775 is the number to call, 698-0775 and 698-0776. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Hello?
You're live, caller.
A pleasant good evening. God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit.
One God.
One God. Amen?
Amen.
Amen.
Spiritual advisor.
My brother.
You gotta stop laughing at people, you know. This is a serious matter.
I understand. I'm sorry.
Okay? I only call to congratulate my minister.
Who's your minister?
Minister Wayne Munroe.
You live in Freetown?
Yes, sir. The good minister. The best one.
Let me ask you, what part of Freetown you live?
No. Let him.
No, I might know him.
Don't mind that. Let the man talk so we can get to the next caller. Go ahead, comrade.
Is the minister there now?
Yes, he is.
Yes, sir.
Minister, I heard that you will enjoy your birthday tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
It is my best wishes, sir, that you will ever enjoy many, many more and enjoy that one. And it is going out from Leroy Williamson and my daughter, Latina Williamson, all my family, for me to you and yours.
Thank you, sir.
And Mr. Manka.
Sir.
My brother.
Yes, indeed.
My leader.
My Lord, I thank you.
You are a dynamite leader, my brother.
This is powerful.
And I'm a spiritual advisor.
Where in Freetown you live?
Hello?
I may know you. I used to live to Cooper Terrace.
Let him talk so he could go on. Go ahead, Brother Williamson. You're a great man.
Spiritual advisor.
Yes, sir.
But the politics aside, I love you too, you know.
Yeah.
Even though you might be on the red side, we fought for you too, man.
All right.
We fought for all of them on the red side.
I used to live in
And on the
Freetown.
neutral side, we include everybody.
Yes.
That's how powerful the PLP is, my brother.
Wow.
Let us enjoy. Sit back and enjoy, man.
All right. Thank you so
And
much.
help us. Don't fight against us. Because all for you.
I hear this.
This is
I hear
powerful.
this contention in Freetown, but anyhow, we're gonna leave it alone.
Thank you very much, brothers.
Do well, Brother Williamson. Next
All
call.
right, sir. All right.
All right. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Hi, good evening. I'd like to find out what is the minister saying about persons who have been on the job for a while, they've been overlooked, junior officers have superseded them, and they are not able to perform the duties that are being requested. And now morales are very low with those staff that have been overlooked.
There is, if it's the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, there is a promotional process. You can redress your complaint all the way up to the minister, all the way up to the National Security Council. I've received a couple of those that we've addressed from the Defense Force. The police force is run by, for the contracted officer promotion, the Commissioner of Police. For the inspector to Assistant Commissioner promotions, the Police Service Commission. And for the Deputy and the Commissioner of Police, the Prime Minister on after consulting the leader of the opposition. Persons may feel that they're entitled to promotion. I would hope that everyone feels that they're entitled to promotion. If you are not promoted, then you have a right to ask why you're not promoted in order to improve yourself. And insofar as people being promoted who cannot do the job, that would be a matter that if you fail miserably, both defense, police, and also corrections raise that as a basis for discipline for you to be reduced in rank.
I thank you, my dear.
Are you there?
Oh, I had another
Go ahead.
comment based on his question.
Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to say that a lot of persons are not going to want to say anything in regards to what is transpiring because of the fear of being reprimanded or being victimized later down. So that's an issue. And persons who have gotten very good appraisals, they're being overlooked. I'll hang up now and wait on your comment.
You think it's politics?
What we have, spiritual, is this, and it's an issue coming from private practice. I'm always amazed. You'd be hard pressed to find somebody with a bad appraisal, because if you appraise someone badly, you have to write more than if you just put an average or a good appraisal. That seems to be a suggestion that people with bad appraisals are being promoted. Certainly if it's something that's going to the Service Commission, that's something they look for. When it all goes to the Public Service Commission, they look for your 3-year appraisal. As I say, just about everyone, if you are an ambitious person, should feel that you should be promoted. In fact, some people believe they should be promoted every promotional cycle. The reality is that there's an assessment that involves any number of things. Some people feel disappointed when they're not promoted, and then they can react in one of two ways. They can go sulk and then don't work, and then what is said is, you see why we didn't promote you, or they can push through and make it beyond any peradventure in the next exercise that you have to account for me because of all I've done. But if you react on it by saying you're poor morale, you don't perform, then you just won't be promoted.
So it's the caller suggesting that it's a possibility that officers are being promoted on favor rather than merit?
I don't know what the caller is suggesting. The caller is suggesting that if you're not promoted, somehow it's a knock on you. I've said to the Commissioner of Police, I've said to the Commodore, I've said to the Commissioner of Corrections, in the private sector, you know how it would work? A constable would not be promoted to corporal unless a corporal left. But in most of these services, you have a certain number of promotions regardless. And as I say, I've been very hard pressed to see anybody assessed badly. And the problem in the public service is the person is performing badly, you don't assess them badly when you come to dismiss them. It's problematic dismissing someone who you've never appraised badly. People will look around for reasons why they aren't promoted, and they can ascribe many reasons for it.
We have any more calls, producer? Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live. Are you there, caller? 323-777-5 is the number to call. So basically then, I've heard police officers in passing talking about, do you know there's a promotion list out? And is there such a list? And if there is a list, how do officers get on the list, and who looks at this?
A promotion list.
Yeah.
There's a promotional exercise. If it is from the ranks up to inspector, you have to pass.
Don't say anything. You'll be live on TV. You speaking?
You have to pass the rank exam to start with. So to go from inspector from constable to corporal, you have to pass the exam. To go from corporal to sergeant, you have to pass the exam. Okay. In the Defense Force, it's the same thing, except they also require you to pass a physical. The Defense Force, it goes to a board who determines it. That's sent to the minister.
That's how it works? I hear them say.
In the police force, the Commissioner of Police promotes contracted officers, and there's a list created there that comes to the ministry to be forwarded on. For inspectors, the assistant commissioners, inspectors certainly and above get interviewed by a panel who makes recommendation, and then they go to the Police Service Commission, which is made up of 3 appointees and somebody from the Public Service Commission.
Okay.
Is there any other caller?
Yeah, we got 2 callers. Welcome to Freedom March caller. You're live. Sorry for the wait. I'm so sorry. Welcome to Freedom March caller. Are you there? All right, we lost that call. Welcome to Freedom March caller. You're live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Mr. Advisor.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Munroe.
Yes.
Hello. Happy birthday to the minister. Listen, I'm calling from Freeport, Edmund Camp.
Edmund Camp.
My Ishmael line, my brother-in-law and Ira, grandmama, and all zero. Both of them birthday today and tomorrow. I call the wishing happy birthday. And the minister.
Well, this is powerful. I be joining you in wishing those 2 folks in Freeport who celebrate a birthday today and tomorrow, and the minister a happy birthday.
Good man, good man, good man.
Good man. Thank you.
Okay. Have a good one.
All right.
All right, thank you, caller. 323-7775 is the number to call, 698-0775 and 698-0776. A lot of police officers do seem to be concerned about not being looked at when promotion comes. Like the young lady says,
this phone only could be. I only can talk to you on speaker, so don't answer me yet. But if you wish
and
to
don't
talk, or call me back, because you're on speaker. Hang up if you don't want to talk, but you could talk. Yes.
Rodney Munroe.
Yes.
Man, you are the best talk show host in this part of the world.
I thank you for those kind words.
But I called just to say happy birthday and congratulations to Dr. Munroe on having a birthday tomorrow and the fine work he's doing with his ministry. I wish that more ministers would come and appear on your program so they could articulate to them in public what they're doing.
They're all invited.
Mr. Munroe.
They're all invited.
Congratulations, Mr. Munroe.
Thank you very much. You're very, very kind to me.
I realize that, and I know that all will not accept, but you know, Munroe always would accept.
This is powerful.
You are training spiritual advisor pretty well.
He's
learning the trainer. You know, he's a sucker.
He's a sucker.
So,
and Dr. Menace is a soccer too.
Like he's learning the training pretty well.
Yes.
And tell him stick with you, and he would learn something.
I thank you. You're very kind. God bless you for those kind words. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Munroe.
Yes.
Role, the minister.
Good evening.
I'd like to let this question go to Mr. Why do they announce in Japanese vehicles? Can they be more specific or more professional when they say either Nissan, Toyota, or Honda, or Ford or vehicles? Because Japanese make over 1,000 vehicles. Even Subaru, matter of fact, police trucks are Japanese. So everybody can see that thing by going down Saudi, that horrible crime. They were using a Nissan Judy. Be more specific to the public and look out. You know what I mean? But, and the next thing, with the road traffic motorbikes, they buy them for export or patrol. It's the only time you see them on Saturday when they escorting the funeral or when some big shot in town like Shaq or Jordan, they shocking, escorting the millionaires. But you don't see them on patrol.
I guess it depends on where you drive, because when I come into the ministry down the East-West Highway, I generally encounter 3 patrol officers. One at the junction where the mall at Marathon is, another one at the roundabout with AF Adderley. They're dispatched to traffic accidents, and I've seen them doing regular patrols, pulling over people. So
most of the time, you know, you hear them, you know, they're making that noise, teeth on Saturdays, they're escorting runners. You don't see them making them on an emergency robbery or something like that. like I use here in the States. And,
I've actually never seen a cyclist patrolling in the States.
I remember I don't know if you remember a couple years ago when they was robbing, that was 17 sharp, when the speed cop was placed on the scene and killed the fella as he's leaving the establishment.
Yeah,
you know, they get these placed on the scene because, you know, in traffic, 5 o'clock cars can't go nowhere. The motorbike is be there quicker. It's more like a chopper, helicopter. Be there quicker on the scene.
Yes.
So,
all
right, thank you, Colin.
We thank you. I'm sorry.
Okay, thanks.
The minister will take note of that. Thank you.
Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Sandra.
We are fine, my
This is
dear.
Spiritual Advisor, Minister, and Mr. Munroe.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
I'm very concerned, the citizen. We have the minister here, and I'm trying to find out, maybe I caught you late, but was the minister asked who is the high-ranking official involved in this cocaine smuggling operation and who got $2 million
No,
in the government?
No, the minister was not asked that. You asked him.
Okay, Minister, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Having heard the question, having heard your formulation, you need
Yes, sir.
you need to reread the indictment.
No, I don't need to reread it. I need, you are sitting in our parliament.
Ma'am, if you would like to hear an answer,
Indicted also in this.
Listen, my dear, listen. Go ahead.
The first thing is, if you read the indictment, it asserts that Chief Superintendent Curtis says that a high-ranking politician, if something is paid, will do something. That is something that is known to the draft of the indictment. The Prime Minister has indicated that we've sent a diplomatic note to the U.S. Embassy asking them to let us know who this person is so that we can deal with them. They have not responded. And that is where that stands.
You understand that, my dear?
Yeah, and no $2 million was exchanged.
No,
You understand that?
The indictment
I thank
doesn't
you
say
very
it.
much,
It's an
Mr.
if.
Producer.
Yeah.
I thank the Negro lady.
Thank you, ma'am. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Hello?
You're live, caller. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm calling to request a birthday request for my daughter, Chanel Andrew. She's celebrating her birthday tomorrow. And my cousin, Shani, is coming from Rose Summit in Freeport.
Yes.
I want you to wish her a happy, happy birthday.
Listen, we wish both of them a happy, happy birthday, and you tell them they must be good people because the minister who's here with us, he will celebrate a birthday tomorrow. Okay? God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live. Are you there, caller? Go ahead.
Yeah, I can get in.
Yes,
You're
sir.
live. You must have just finished running upstairs.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Mr. Munroe.
Yes, sir.
As Minister of National Security, what is your position on capital punishment?
My position on capital punishment is that it's in the law. The Privy Council has said that we can execute people by hanging. The present provisions are that you have to be charged with capital murder. That decision is made by the Director of Public Prosecutions. At the end of a trial, the trial judge will determine if that penalty is awarded. If it's awarded, then you have the other aspects of the system where you can appeal both your conviction and sentence to 2 other levels. And if the death penalty is upheld, the law also is that you have 5 years from the point of imposition to execute that sentence.
Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
That's all the call?
That's all the call? It's
No, okay. The Cabinet of the Bahamas wishes to advise the general public that daylight savings time will commence on Sunday, March the 9th, 2025 at 2 a.m. and will continue until Sunday, November the 2nd, 2025 at 2 a.m. So there's an announcement on daylight saving time. And of course, there's a question for the Minister. Our Minister would like to know There are a lot of retired correction officers who, for some strange reason, have not been paid when they were working on the year-to-year contract. Can you please explain?
None have reached my desk for me to know. I know that we have recently, there's a provision to take them back so that they can go to 60. The laws have changed over time. If any corrections officer, police officer, defense force officer, or Marine asserts that they are entitled to something, they begin by sending the request into the Human Resource Office at that agency. If they do not get any response from the Human Resource Office at the agency, then come to the ministry, but start in the agency.
Minister, I want to thank you, but you must come back because I ain't finished questioning you. My spiritual advisor, be safe.
Absolutely. St. Augustine's College tonight.
God save the Royal Bahamas Police Force. God save the Defense Force. God save the Bahamian people. God save the King. It's a wonderful day. Hold on, everybody. Be peaceful.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Munker, his guests, and callers on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March